over today is what worked for me in my personal shoulder growth. When I first started in the bodybuilding style training, I was a typical lift heavy as I possibly could. I was doing Smith machine shoulder press with like 4.5, 5 plates, all the way down to the chest and all the way full extension. It felt great and I felt strong and I was getting massive pumps and my shoulders were growing, I'm not gonna lie. But that's when I started tearing. I tore my first rotator right after I got my pro card. I tore my second rotator soon after that, and it was all from doing that one exercise. It was the same thing. So I quickly switched over to volume style training, doing triple sets, giant sets with my shoulders, which quickly lightened up my weights, but my shoulders ballooned quickly, and that was after I had torn my left twice and my right once, and I was still growing. And I do attribute that to the giant set style training I was doing. So I went from just basically one exercises all the time to really or heavy, down to basically doing military press for 2 or 3 sets, just getting everything warmed up, and going right into a giant set of side laterals, front raises, wide front raises, narrow, bent over rear delts, and then bands to kind of finish off with that, all in one set. And I would do probably 5 sets of that. That extra or workout would take me probably 45, 50 minutes, but I would be so pumped I wouldn't be able to put a shaker cup to my mouth. And I did that for years, pretty much all the way through my pro career. That's the style of training I did for my shoulders, and it worked. My shoulders kept getting bigger, and I kept getting comments and DMs and messages asking me what style of training I did for my shoulders, and I always told everybody that I did that style of like giant set training, not thinking rep ranges, just going until failure, then go to the next exercise and continuous all the way through. And it's something that worked for me, and a lot of my clients over the years have grasped to that, and I gave the knowledge down to some bikini girls, which seemed to work really well for them. You got to think, when you're doing that style of training, it's a double-edged sword. So you're doing everything in sequence all the way to failure. Your heart rate's shooting through the roof. So you're doing cardio and weight training at the exact same time. So you're growing, but like doing it at a cardiovascular HIIT style training. And it does its job. So try it out the next time you want to try the shoulder training. So basically military press after you warm up, and then doing a massive giant set of side laterals, side front wide, basically front narrow, and then rear delts, bent over rear delts or reverse pec deck, and then bands over and back, and then the 3-way bands, and your shoulders will grow. It will suck, it will burn, but they will grow. So hopefully you'll like that, and we'll put some clips in there so you guys can see the proper techniques. Run with it. This is a real quick shoulder complex I came up with a few years back. All the exercises in sequence in descending reps without stopping. So you're gonna start side lateral. You're gonna do this 5 times. Then you're gonna go front wide. You're gonna do this 5 times. And then you do touching. You're gonna do this 5 times. Then you're gonna bend over and you do rear delts 5 times. Then you're gonna stand up and you can do press 5 times. And then without stopping, you do 4s, then you 3s, 2s, and 1s. Okay, so the big thing with this is that you don't use momentum. So we're using the lightweight for a reason. So you're starting here nice and structured, you're up. You can kind of lean in a bit and then stand up nice and tall, but there's no swinging. And so then you go to front, you actually go back to the hip and up, back to the hip and up, and then narrow, up. So you're almost, it is a well-used term, but the rocking motion, you are kind of coming up into it, but there's no momentum. And then bend over, same thing, chest comes up. When you're coming behind, press, you just stand nice and stagnant and pressing up.